Hello.
Good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Good. All right. Hey, how you doing this morning?
Good. How are you guys?
All right. I'm David. Nice to meet you. This is our internal resource, Brandon.
All right.
He actually knows more than I do, so I brought him in here.
Excellent. Excellent.
Awesome. Well, hey, absolute pleasure to meet you this morning, Jonathan. David kind of moved me into the conversation. Seems like he had a couple of questions about like the single application kiosk license and just a few other questions kind of, surrounding Chromebit and a few of the Chrome options that are out there available to you. So
Yes.
David moved me in for the conversation and hopefully, we'll be able to go through and get a couple of those questions answered for you today if you got a little bit of time to hang out with us.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. And I guess I can give you a little bit of background as far as a little bit about me and what exactly I'm trying to do. I've been a freelance website designer, developer, graphic artist for probably 8 years freelance, but about 13 or 14 years now professionally, as far as after college and that, and have had experience with studios, and then went working on my own. Been pretty successful at that as far as WordPress development, design, and it was within the last year that a partner of mine, as we started to collaborate more and more, just kind of looking at digital signage as another service that we'd like to offer. And so we started down the route of the Raspberry Pis and trying out, some situations with those, and just found on the user interface end and the client management end that they were a little bit more above what our average clients were looking at. And so kind of pursued the Chromebit thing, and I guess it's been in my possession now maybe 2 months, but just trying to really wrap my head around best practices for setting them up, and how using the kind of the main organization, as far as the new name that we're kind of going under is 355 Media. And trying to figure out, okay, in that account, do we manage all the Chromebits, or does each client need that? So that's, some of my questions are around that. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Just to give you a heads up, I have 2 restaurants, a hotel, and maybe 2 salons that are basically in the queue waiting for this conversation to happen and me to be able to come back and say, okay, we're ready to go, and that. And so I'm probably going to be, hopefully, my hope is that we can start barreling ahead on those 6 or so clients in the next few months, and really just delivering multiple screens, multiple slideshows to them. Some of them are going to be using one screen, but for the most part, I'm looking at, the restaurant is, I think, 6 TVs, maybe more than that. And so that's kind of the big one with some unknowns there. But that's kind of where I'm at. I have my IT partner. He's not able to be on this call today, but feels more than comfortable with me being able to delegate to him as far as what he needs to do. And so you might notice me looking over here. I've got another screen that I might be taking notes here while we talk, but that's kind of where I'm at business wise. As far as my clients are mostly small to medium, brick and mortar, mom and pop shop type things, or the salons and the restaurants. That's kind of where my niche is here in the city where I'm at. So yeah, that's kind of me in a little nutshell, and where I'm at and what I'm hoping to do with the Chrome bits.
Awesome. Well, fantastic. Thank you for that. 110% appreciate it.
Yep.
Kind of definitely took the words right out of my mouth, and I was like, I wonder if he'll be able to give us an overview. So,
Yep.
thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Just probably a little insight about myself. I'm actually a former Googler who made the transition from Google
Okay.
over to video. So, between David and myself, 110% we can be here to guide you through this process and offer you, best practices, kind of tips and tricks on how to navigate through this crazy, wacky thing called the Chrome administration console. So we could definitely be here to help and be your guides for yourself as you do your customers. So I know David had initially forwarded me over about 6 or 7 questions that I think that you may have of them a couple of days ago, for us to chew on.
Your audio kind of goes in and out. I don't know if that's my connection or you. I have high speed internet here. I'm assuming you guys have some high speed internet there, and it's just every once in a while it just breaks up.
It might be our mic. Maybe if I slide a little bit closer, it
Yeah,
might be a little bit better.
yeah. There, you're clear there when you're standing there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Change positions here.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, definitely. With the Chrome Administration Console, when you guys setting up your organization of three, I think you said 355 Media.
Yes.
110% yes. So you guys as an organization within the Chrome Administration Console can have 355media.com, as your master organizational unit.
Mm-hmm.
And then underneath that, you can nest all of your customers, if that makes sense, right? You create sub-organizational units.
Okay.
Let's say Joe's Pizza Shack, and then maybe there's, Acme Corner Store, and then maybe there's, Sue's Hair Salon or something like that, right?
Right.
All
Okay.
three of those can be sub-organizations under 355 Media. And then from there, once let's say you purchase a Chromebit for each one of those organizations,
Mm-hmm.
you can move that Chromebit into that sub-OU, so that way you can set policies and push out digital signage for each one of those individually, right?
Okay.
So now it's like, okay, we're using one admin console to administrate all of the Chrome devices for all of our customers, but they exist within their own separate sub-organizational units, so they can have different policies for each one.
Okay.
Let's say, I don't know, maybe Sue's Hair Salon, requires more frequent updates than the other two customers that you had. You can go in and you can administer those individually, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Excellent.
So yeah, 110%. You can have organizational units set up that way. Now let me pause right there.
Mm-hmm.
Before I go further, are you pretty familiar, pretty comfortable with the Chrome Administration Console? Have you been into it? Had a chance to see it, play around with it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it took me a little while to get the Chromebit that we purchased to kind of do what I wanted it to do. I was able to get some slideshows playing on it and it was just a little bit of trying to navigate around it. And then I stumbled upon a video. There was a guy and a gal walking through the digital sign builder or signage app or whatever. And when I kind of went back through that, I had factory reset the Chromebit and went through their step by step, and that solved my issues. It was just little things where I wasn't doing things in the right process, and then I hadn't assigned the kiosk app, I think it's called, to the Chromebit, and so it was basically like it was running as a Chromebit computer versus running as the app kiosk mode, and that was like as soon as I had that, I literally called my IT guy and I was like, hey, I had an epiphany, found a video, got it working out, and I've since right now we're just using that specific device to basically test in-house. We have a couple screens here that I can plug that in and just make sure that the presentations that we're starting to develop are running properly. And so I just go in and into the Sign Builder app and set up whatever slideshow. And it's been really neat. Like I've had some clients where they're like, okay, well, how does this work? And I'd make a change to the slideshow, and the next rotation through, it's playing new slides, and they're like, wow, that's awesome. Like I think as far as, I mean, I know you guys are kind of reselling this whole thing, but as far as the ease of use, like showing them that if they need to make a change and it needs to be shown right away, that they can do it and it's uploaded, like that was great for them. I mean, and that's one difficulty we had when trying to figure out the Raspberry Pi, was that the connection wasn't doing what we wanted it to do, at least in what we could figure out, and that's where the Chromebit right now has been more than enough as far as exceeding my expectations for that part.
Awesome, fantastic. That's the beautiful part about Chrome devices in general, right?
Yeah.
Is that you do make a change to it, the changes are pushed out to the device, and obviously that can be done remotely. So, once you start working with some of the larger customers that might have 5, 6, 10, 20 sites where they've got digital signage, kind of strung up, they can have one console. If you grant them access, one console to go in, make changes real time to their digital signage, and it pushes out to all 20 sites. And all it takes is one person with a computer that can log into the Chrome Administration Console or CMS provider of your choice. So that's
now,
the beautiful part about Chrome as well.
One question with the organization of everything. So it basically, underneath the 355 Media, I'll have sub-organizations of clients. Now within that, are those clients? So first question is, are those sub organizations, those clients, do they have to have a Google Apps account, or can they, or is that just me assigning the slideshow to that Chromebit underneath my organization, underneath my 355? Like, how does that? I just need to be able to have prices if that's what the client needs to have.
So the answer to that is yes. They do have to have a Google Apps account. They do need to be set up as an administrator if you want them to have access to the Chrome admin console.
Okay.
That's one portion of it. Now, if you're using a CMS provider like, let's say, telemetry, I think that was one of the questions you had is kind of, what are some of the recommendations on, CMS partners
Mhm.
that, you could use to build the digital signage on and push out to home devices. If that is the case, there are some CMS partners where you don't have to have a Google Apps account. All you
Okay.
need to do is log into, for example, telemetry. They're a name of a CMS partner that we utilize here at the Promevo offices. No, you don't have to have a Google Apps account in order to use it or log into the telemetry software to administrate your Chrome digital sign, right?
Okay.
So if I own Acme, corner store, I don't have to have a Google account. I can go to telemetrytv.com. You, as an administrator, create me an account. You create my credentials. I log in with those credentials, and you can restrict it to where I can only see my digital sign, right?
Okay.
I can't see anyone else's, so it's just my one digital sign that's there, and then I can go in, edit that digital sign, make changes, yada yada. Obviously, everything applies in real time, so as I'm making the changes, I just hit save, boom, my board instantly updates, right? So
Okay.
there's really two different routes you could go if you said, hey, I do want them to have access to the admin console,
Mhm.
so that they can, control the Chrome device itself, as well as, control Chrome sign builder and update their signage. Great. That customer will need to have a Google Apps account. If you are using a third-party application, one of our CMS partners on the Google side, Telemetry, Stratos Media, Industry Weapon, NovaSign, then no, they don't have to have a Google Apps account. You just need to create them as an administrator within that software so that they can administer just their board, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. That's understandable. Makes sense. Um,
So, yeah, that's it just depends on which way works best for you. I can definitely see, and I've worked with a lot of organizations where they say, okay, we are going to use the Chrome Sign Builder. It's simple, it's basic presentations that we're throwing up. We do want people to be able to administer their own Chrome devices and updates. And of course,
okay.
we actually have what's called a Google Apps Flex account, which is $5 per user per month. And then, if you wanted to build in your own margins, I don't know, maybe you charge the customer $7 per user, whatever the case may be. We've had quite a few organizations that take on that methodology of, okay, well, we'll get you a Google Apps account. I'll make you an administrator. It's $7, $8 a month. Your in cost to your customer, and then that way you can go in and administrate your own digital signage. You can make your own updates and build in real time. Yada yada yada.
Okay.
The Chrome Sign Builder is a free tool that you're using to launch their digital signage.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're just paying $5 per user per month in your Google Apps account.
Right.
And obviously, the end customer is paying $8 to you, so obviously, there'll be profit there. So.
Right. Okay. Okay. Those questions make sense. Yeah. I mean, I guess so. That makes sense as far as the organization, the suborgs, and then I'm assuming that underneath each sub-organization, there's no limit to how many Chrome bits can be assigned to that client. So the restaurant, I'm not going to run into issues because there's 6 Chrome bits assigned to them. There's not. Is there a ceiling as far as how high that can go?
There is no cap, my friend.
I mean, if I have a client that's got 900 digital signs somewhere, I mean, I may have to hire one of you guys to help me out. But yeah, that's good. I mean, I just wanted to know that, and I kind of assumed that there was no limit. I mean, why would you limit that number? But
I can tell you that we have a lot of larger organizations that have adopted Chrome digital signage. Unfortunately, I can't name names.
right,
This day, I know our largest customer on the Google side hovering right around 18,000 digital signs locally.
wow,
And obviously, everything is done through their admin console. Obviously, they've got a pretty in-depth tree when it comes to organizational units.
right,
But there's no limit on Chrome devices that you can have provision to your domain and move into sub-organizational units.
Okay. And as far as that goes, like just thinking about the six or so that'll be at the restaurant, um, I mean, I guess if they're playing different presentations, I guess I need to come up with some kind of system as far as just labeling and keeping an idea of like, okay, this is TV in the lobby, this is TV in. Is there like a notes area or something like that in the back end or
There is. So
okay,
what you can do is, and please keep in mind, under each sub OU, you can have a sub OU to a sub OU, if that makes sense, right?
subsection, okay,
Correct. So the way that it works is that you can either name out those additional organizational units, or you can name them on a device level, right?
okay,
So maybe you have Chromebit behind lobby TV,
right,
for naming the device, or Chromebit behind kitchen TV, or Chromebit behind drive-through TV, right? Like
okay,
you can name those individually, just so the customer knows that, okay, I'm updating the digital sign for the lobby, or I'm updating the digital sign for the drive-through TV, et cetera, et cetera.
okay. Okay, and I figured that was in there. I haven't like when I watched that video of the other two, the digital sign builder Google folks, um, in their organizational thing. I mean, they had a ton of organizations in that, and then they went through, and I was like, well, and I was just kind of like, I'm assuming once I start adding partners in their sub organizations, my console will start to look like that, where you're going down that nested tree. So that makes sense as far as that. I mean, I was just thinking, how can I, because from a administrative standpoint, I need to be able to say, yes, this presentation is for, like you said, the screen behind the drive-through or whatever it might be. So that makes sense.
Some of the larger organizations we've seen, it's the main organization, group, let's just say Acme Corp.
Mhm.
Then let's say Acme Corp has, 5 different locations, right? So now it's, the LA office. Click on LA office and it opens up. Now you've got, building 1, 2, 3, and 4. Click
Right.
on building 1, and then you can narrow down to the floor, and then you can narrow down to the section on the floor, and then you can narrow down to the individual panel and where it's placed
Okay.
on that particular section on that
Awesome.
floor at that office.
Awesome. Yeah, that actually gives me some great ideas because there's a local grocery store conglomerate, I guess we can call it, in my neighborhood that's getting ready to expand in 2018. And actually, Jason, my partner, and I, we are looking to target them as far as potential for like digital screens in every aisle, like promoting, like here's the aisle name and that. And so we're going to try and be really aggressive with that. But that gives me some great ideas as far as the organization. And I guess like I can back up a little bit on some of the other questions. So far that makes sense to me. I have no really further questions at this point with that. As I get into organizing, I may have more questions that I'll send you. So just kind of walk me through as far as the process. What I went out and did, I bought the Chromebit and I got the license for that, and so I spent roughly $115 or so. Um, is there a bulk rate or anything like that, am I looking at the 115 for each Chromebit and a license for each of them for each organization every time they want to add one to a TV?
I'll kind of throw it over to David and kind of let David give his thoughts on that one.
Yep. Okay.
You can sometimes do some bulk pricing
Okay.
as the order.
Okay.
Really, I mean, let's say you want to buy 50 Chromebits, we can put in for special pricing and see if we can knock that down a little bit for you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really worried so much as the overhead there. My biggest thing is that I just need to know. Okay, so like right now, I'm pretty much just telling the clients that I'm trying to lock them into like a 6 month, maybe a 12-month contract where, hey, this stuff's not going to affect your sales right away. It's something you've got to. It's a process that we need to work through, and it's something that you're kind of buying into for the year or 6 months, and hopefully that cost I can keep the monthly cost reasonable where that's going to pay for the Chromebits. I don't have enough capital that I can be throwing out $100 per unit and everything, and so I'm trying to figure out where the fine line as far as a client buys into this, they're going to buy 5 of these. There's $500 right there, and I guess on that end is that every Chromebit needs a single app kiosk license then?
That is correct.
Okay, and then the last time, like it took me like the Chromebit got here kind of quick, but then the actual kiosk license that I needed to tie that together took a few more days. Um, is that always the case, or is it does that was that just like I was a first time buyer and it was kind of a longer like it I think it took like 7 days before the kiosk code that actually linked the Chromebit got to me. Is that
So
typical?
it can be so for first time users of Chrome, right? Like let's say for example you've never verified your domain with Google, you have
Right.
to go through that initial setup process.
Hmm.
Yes, that initial setup process is going to be longer
Okay.
than currently now if you snapped in and you bought another license. Typically it takes about 2 to 3 days.
Okay. Okay.
That's business days.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
your order would obviously go through. There's a good chance that you probably wouldn't see the license until Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.
Okay.
So on average, that after you do that initial transaction, you purchase your license, you have to go through domain verification, you have to go through the initial setup process. Yeah, it's a little bit longer, but afterwards, that time is reduced down typically 2 to 3 days to get your license.
Okay.
So I usually tell customers, hey, give it 72 hours, and you'll see your licenses appear in your admin console so that you can enroll your devices.
Okay. I mean, and that makes sense. I mean, not that my clients are going to be like, "Hey, we need to add another TV tomorrow," and that. I guess is that me beeping? Sorry. I think I was getting a text message.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no. Okay, because I'm in Google Hangout, somebody's actually messaged me in Hangouts, and it's like going super loud in my ear. Let me see if I can mute him for a second. All right. So where's my Google Hangout app? All right, that's weird. All right, well, maybe it went away. I thought I had my notifications turned off, so I don't know why I was getting those sounds. Okay, so that makes sense for the delivery net. Um, and yes, we do need Google App accounts for each client. Sorry, I'm just going down through my list of questions and filling those in. Nope. So as far as the technical side and the setup, I think right now I'm okay. I understand the organization, sub-organizations, and the OUs and all that. Um, my next question, I guess, has more to do with as far as displaying the slideshows. Right now, I'm looking at clients that, for some of them, it may just be straight Google Slides, images, and text. Um, if a client wants video, and this will be and don't chastise me if this is like a super easy answer, but I haven't really done video in the Google slideshows type thing. Is that something that's really easy to add as far as a client has a 3-minute commercial or a 5-minute product promo or walkthrough of their office or whatever, and they want to add that as as one of the presentations that's playing in rotation? Is that something I can easily just grab the YouTube link and it'll just show the video without the YouTube identifiers and playing the next related video or something like that? Or what process do you recommend for if I want to have slideshows where maybe there's some just images, images with text, text only, and then some video all coming in together? What is the typical? And I mean, I'm familiar with the iMovie type stuff and Premiere. I have my videographer here at the office. He's doing Premiere and After Effects and trying to think what else. He uses a lot of stuff. He's not here, so I can't just holler over to him. But yeah, what are you seeing people use, and what are you recommending as far as the best delivery method for these presentations?
So if you're using Chrome Sign Builder, video is, to be quite honest with you, a bit of a beast. It's a challenge. Keep in mind, I was on the Chrome team when they were developing Sign Builder.
Okay.
So I had a chance to meet with the product management team, and the product management team never really intended Chrome Sign Builder to be this huge, robust software solution, to be very honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a simple solution for just getting digital signs up in operation. So we never really put a ton of deep thought into video. It was more for the quick slideshow up, post the URL, et cetera, et cetera. With that being said, having a video inside of a slides presentation, it display, it will run, but it will still show all of your YouTube linkage and information, right? So it's
Okay.
does not make for the cleanest presentation within digital signage for video. A way around that within Chrome Sign Builder, we kind of built it on the same platform as Google Calendar, right?
Hmm.
You can go through schedule, time, date, etc. If there is a promotional video, it's easier to take and build out the URL link for your digital signage, have that run for 30 minutes or an hour. And then what you can do is take the YouTube URL and plug that into Chrome Sign Builder for 15 or 20 minutes and have that YouTube video play on a loop and then go back to your slideshow. We've found in our testing here at Promevo and even on the Google team that typically provides the cleanest flow and method where it
Okay.
looks like smooth digital signage transition, and that's if you're using Chrome Sign Builder. Now, an alternative that I definitely want to inform you about is if you're using a CMS partner, that is something that you can definitely have included with your CMS partner, okay? A separate CMS solution that's more robust.
Okay.
Again, Google never built Chrome Sign Builder to be a huge competitor to your industry weapons and all these other CMS guys out there. It's meant to be just a simple solution
Okay.
for you to get those signage up, right?
Okay.
So if your client or your customer is, really wanting to go big on the graphics, they want a little bit more robust option. For example, adding tickers in and having different quadrants, right?
Hmm.
So taking your screen and splitting it up into multiple zones, and then having video in the lower left quadrant while having weather in the upper right, or having weather as a background widget. That will really kind of dictate using a little bit more of a robust solution than what Chrome Sign Builder can offer. Just to be completely upfront and honest with you, just right from the start to kind of level set.
Okay.
I've had quite a few customers utilize the Chrome Sign Builder and they try to make it a more robust solution, but Google never really designed or intended for it to be that robust as to be a direct competitor to some of the other CMS solutions out there.
Okay. Okay.
That makes sense. So
Yeah.
my advice back to your original question is, yes, it will run within a Chrome presentation. Will it look the cleanest? To be honest, no, it won't. If you really want a very clean look your digital signage, it's best to schedule the actual slideshow and then have the video run separately through a different URL link or the YouTube link and have it built into the schedule. So from
Okay.
8 to 9, we run the slideshow. From 9 to 9:30, we run the video, and we can
Mhm.
loop it back to, and then at 9:30 to 10 or however long we go back to the presentation.
Now, if that video, just thinking about that when the video is offset, if the video is, let's say, 3 minutes and you schedule it for 15-minute loop, is it going to get to the end of that 15 minutes and just cut off the video, or will it finish the video before it goes to the next?
So it will at that time cut off
Okay.
and go to the next pre-set scheduled digital signage. So right at 9 o'clock, even if there's 20 seconds left in the video at 9 o'clock, boom, it will cut off and it will automatically start to play the next, anything that's in the schedule.
Okay.
I have definitely expressed that back to the product development team that we need to be able to schedule, in my opinion, down to the half-minute mark. I told them, I said, we need to have 30-second increments. We need to be that granular
Yeah.
if they really want that as a solution, right? So that way we can say, okay, run this video for 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and then have everything else kick in. So
Right.
I have expressed that back to the product development team.
Mhm.
They gave me kind of the standard Google answer, which is, okay, we'll look into it and see what we can do.
So is right now the scheduler just on hour
Yes,
increments?
it's on an hourly basis. It is. Again, that's one of the limitations that we have within the Chrome Sign Builder.
Right.
And depending upon what your digital signage needs are, you may very well need to look into a different CMS partner.
Right.
And Dave and I would be happy to help you, explore those partners and kind of figure out who's going to be best.
Yeah, I think, I mean, right now I think, because I am looking at, I, I'm probably looking to at least push video for each of the clients and say, hey, we really, because I mean, you guys know, stuff moving around and motion, that's going to entice people, that's going to keep their interest. Um, and doing things where it's like, I guess at this point would be the video would need to be an hour schedule, so that video would play for a whole hour, right? In the current in the Google Sign Builder, that's not gonna fit well unless I make a presentation that has the video walkthrough stuff, and then actually set up video of, or like use a video application to have just static images and images with text, which is doable, and that could just be on the loop for the whole day. But that makes it more difficult for my clients to make updates because they're not video editors. They don't have the Adobe CC and the capability or the time, and that's fine. I mean, maybe they'll just pay me to do it all, and that. But if they really want to be able to, if I want to empower my clients to be able to edit their slides and edit their presentations, then looking at a, like you said, a partner, a CMS partner would probably have to be the conversation that I'd have to have with you when I get to that point. Like, I know right now, like, I mean, the restaurant was looking to just really test things out, and they really just wanted, here's a picture of our entree, here's, our dinner specials, and then that'll switch out to here's, our evening or nighttime cocktails and beer specials and wings and all that. And so that one may not incorporate video, and right now they're budgeting for the presentation, the slideshows. They're not really budgeting yet for a videographer and getting involved there. But as far as the list of partners, I mean, how many partners are we looking at as far as that I'm gonna have to comb through and kind of figure out which one matches with me?
So in the Google ecosystem and customers that build on Chrome, right now you've got about 22 options.
Okay.
As far as Chrome digital signage goes. And first and foremost, my apologies, let me correct myself. You can schedule to the half-hour mark.
Okay. Okay.
So within Chrome Sign Builder, it's to the half hour. Within the Chrome ecosystem, you've got roughly about 20 to 25 partners that you look at. I know Google is in the process of onboarding a few more.
Okay.
So, it just depends on your needs and depends on what you guys want to do. So, to give you an example, and please keep in mind there are going to be some solutions that are more robust. For example, Four Winds Interactive Media is a very robust system for Chrome digital signage. I mean, it gives you very granular controls. I mean, right down to the minute mark for controlling your digital signage. I mean, it's just very robust, right? Now, keep in mind there are some additional costs,
Right.
like the license. Another one is AppSpace. AppSpace, very robust. I mean, it is a full-scale solution. Typically, we will recommend Four Winds or AppSpace when you're a large corporation. You need very granular control of your digital signage. You want to be able to schedule out not just quadrants, but I think they do it. God, I think you can have up to 16 zones on a 16 by 9 panel.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's very granular in what you can control and what you can manipulate. Taking a step back from that, you have some partners that are in the mid-range, right? NovaSign is one that's a great mid-range partner. Pretty robust platform. Definitely going to be much more cost-effective per license, and then you still get a very easy platform to operate on. Same thing with telemetry. Telemetry is another one that's a fantastic partner of ours. We actually run telemetry in our offices here because of their easy interface. It's very robust. You got a lot of great tools in there. It's very easy to navigate their panel and to update the digital signage. It's something that I always look for CMS partners. How easy is it to use? And then you have your really, really entry-level stuff, your basic stuff, like Chrome Sign Builder, right? And it's like, hey, we just want to test. We just want to take a presentation, throw it up in our office, run that for a month, 2 months, see how it goes. Maybe, like you said, 6-month contract, evaluate digital signage in our environment and see what we think, right? How it has to look, feel, and then, increase sales ultimately. So the way we see it is that there's really 3 categories. It just depends, if you're looking for something basic, entry level, Chrome Sign Builder gets the job done, 110%. If you want something where it's robust, it gives you a great amount of features, pretty reasonable cost per license per month. NovaSign, you can use telemetry, you can use industry weapons tab more expensive. So, and then if you say, you know what, I've got a really big corporate customer here in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, Kroger, and then like 19 banners that Kroger owns.
Yep.
They would definitely be a larger, if you will, conglomerate or grocery that I would have no problem recommending AppSpace or recommending For Winds because they need a more robust solution for their digital signage in their stores and be able to control additional panels, yada, yada, yada. So
Okay.
it just depends really on your need and what your customer's need is, and that will kind of, dictate which solution will probably be best.
Okay. Is that something that when I get to that point that I would be able to just reach out to you guys and figure out, hey John, this is what we're recommending, and that you guys would be able to dialogue with me, and I would say on a case by case basis. I mean, I might get to the point where I get which one is going to be the best fit, and I can just do without having to dialogue with you. But is that something that you guys are there for when I have those questions?
Yes. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, give me 1 second. I'm actually going to pop into the Hangout myself, and I'll show you exactly how our shop is set up.
Okay.
Our shop is actually set up to help customers in your exact situation. So I'm going to screen share here. In my complete apologies, I apologize for the mess of tabs that I've got going on this morning.
No problem.
So a few of those down. I am like the king of multi-tabbing is what I am. I operate off of 2 screens, and here in a little bit, Chrome is actually going to be able to support 3 to 4 screens. So I'll be that guy at my desk that got like 4 screens up and like tapping on each one. So if you go to shop.promevo.com, which again is going to be the Promevo online shop interface, you notice we got a couple different sections set up.
Okay.
And I think, pause there. I think one of your questions you had before was, hey, do you have like a digital signage story that you could share with your customers? The answer to that is yes. If you log into our shop, it's the first thing that pops up. It's called digital signage. And what Promevo has done with one of our customers called Rail Technology, we save that organization roughly $20K a year by switching over to Chrome digital signage from their current digital signage solution, right? So even if you run across a customer who says, I've already got digital signage, why would I swap it out and go to Chrome? This is a great article on why that customer would swap out and use Chrome and what the major benefits and advantages are to use Chrome.
Okay.
But you go to our digital signage section here, and scroll down to the bottom. You'll notice here that we've got what's called templates.
Yep.
Templates category, again, we partner with Telemetry. They actually went back and created some specialized templates for us that are completely customizable.
Okay.
So you as a CMS partner, again, you would pay $25 a month, maybe you charge $35 a month for this customized solution. Let's say we've got, I don't know, hospitality, right? Something of that nature. We'll log into the hospitality board, right? And you can see, I'll just give you something basic. So Sunnyside's up rewards. And as you can see, the price per month is $25 for the board itself. But again, this is a actual board that you could customize. You could, change it into whatever you want it to be. You controlling the art process, hold it, manipulate it, the whole 9 yards. Or you can grant the customer the capability of doing that as well too.
Okay.
This is all done through telemetry interface. Obviously, you would have a license. You would be able to go in there, do whatever you need to do for your customers, and you would set. Then obviously for each customer, each panel, they would need a license for that TV. So yeah, we could definitely guide you through. We could show you a couple of options. This is just one of many.
Okay.
Try and make it easy for you to go in and just, hey, I've got a hospitality place or I've got a restaurant, whatever the case may be, and give you the capability of going in and choosing whatever template is going to work best for your organization. And then you can mold and manipulate that template into whatever you need it to be.
Okay.
One of my favorites is the beer sign, that you have the capability of molding and manipulating for your restaurant, promos, yada, yada, yada. So there are dozens of options. Yes, we will be here to guide you through that process. Obviously, we have an entire section on our shop.promevo.com that David could walk you through and showcase all the different options we have. Even if a customer is starting from scratch and they need hardware, they need software, Chrome devices, Promevo being Google's #1 Chrome partner, 2014, 2015, and it looks like 2016 too. We were kind of tasked by Google to make sure that we carry a full selection of everything digital signage-wise.
Okay.
Rest assured that Promevo is definitely going to be your one-stop organization for everything that you need Chrome-wise for digital signage. You can always reach out to David to answer any additional questions. We'll be here to take care of you 110%.
Okay. Awesome.
And again, if you want to hop out to the Chrome or Google for Work blog,
Mm-hmm.
Royal Technologies, again, this is just to kind of elaborate on what Royal Technologies did and their digital signage, and kind of how Promevo helped them out. So really awesome article that you can read up on, kind of gives you more in-depth information about Chrome digital signage, how it's really kind of, becoming the preferred platform.
Can you let me just type in that URL real quick? Oh,
Sorry.
no, 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 that's okay. Case studies, Royal Technologies. All right, I'm there. All right, good. You're good.
Yeah, in manufacturing, they're based out of Michigan, but they're in manufacturing. But it kind of talks about their environment and how Chrome helped them out, how Promevo helped them out, what their savings were. It was kind of unique because a lot of customers kind of relate savings back to monetary, like money wise.
Yep.
But you have to think about your cost and time to facilitate or administrate the digital signage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Current solution, how much time are you spending going through and fixing those devices, right? What's your downtime look like? How reliable are those devices, et cetera, et cetera? And that's really where Chrome, one of the reasons why Chrome has become the preferred platform. So, yeah, definitely take a read through that. Pretty awesome. There are other articles that are out there as well, too, about Promevo customers, but, feel free, if you got any other questions about our customers, let us know. I'm more than happy to help out.
Okay. And then I guess some of my other questions that I had in that list was, is there a process or order of operations that's best for as far as setting up the Chromebit? I know when I first got it, I was, ready and excited, and then I realized I was hitting that wall where I didn't have the kiosk license, so couldn't do anything. I just had a 16 gig computer that I could plug into my TV and do everything on a 48-inch screen. Um, is there documentation somewhere as far as just walking through that, setting up the Chromebit, putting it in the sub organization, and getting that rolling?
There, to be very honest with you, there's not really a document. What David and I can do is go back and look internally, see if Google has an internal doc. I've been to the Google support page before and give you instruction on launching Chrome Sign Builder
Mm-hmm.
and enrolling your devices into device management, but there aren't any instructions on, hey, here's specifically how to set up a kiosk, right?
Right.
Says this is what a kiosk is, and hey, these are some of the features you'll find in the kiosk, but not step one. But do this, step two.
Okay.
What we can do is we may want to schedule a technical call with an administration console support. So here at Promevo, we actually have our own in-house support team.
Okay.
Support team actually does demonstrations of the Chrome administration console. They're 1 hour demonstrations, obviously no charge, will be free to our customers. It may be a good idea for a later time for us to schedule that demonstration. That way, you can invite your business partner, even your videographer, to be in on the conversation. You can invite your entire team to come back to the table and actually go through the Chrome administration admin panel.
Okay.
And kind of walk through that process firsthand with you and your team if you like.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely something that intrigues me. I don't want to have to sit and watch that same video with those two people every time until I get it in a system. Not that it was a bad presentation. It was just like I was so glad I found it because I really was stoked to be able to have this new service that I'm offering, and then being in conversations with clients, and it's like, okay, they're ready to go, I'm not ready, and now I need to be ready, and that. So it was just a lot of just figuring that out. But yeah, I would definitely consider scheduling, once I get to the next one, to the restaurant specifically. That sounds great. And I guess kind of answered my other question as far as presentation examples, that I can look at. So I have the shop.promevo stuff up and running, or tab open. So I'll take a look at that. I'm sure that'll answer some of my questions. I mean, like I said, right now the basic is images and text, like you said, the presentation styles that might just be sitting on a TV, rotating through one presentation. Some of them may have multiples, like the restaurant they want to promote, certain times a day, their breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and evening hour specials, and weekly specials, and events, and that. I have a dental office that I hadn't mentioned yet that they're looking just to have a weight room TV playing that has ways that they're involved in the community, their staff, procedures and services that they offer, general health and upkeep type guidelines as far as just keeping clean with your teeth and that the salon running specials and one of the things that I think one of the presentation screens that you showed had like a little QR code. I mean, that kind of interests me a little bit as far as just being able, like when that slide comes up, take a picture of that and get that discount or whatever that might link to, or send them over to an email newsletter sign up or something like that. I mean, since I do web design development, those kinds of things I can handle as far as linking the image, the slide presentation, snapping a QR code or typing in a URL, and then kicking them over to a website for discount or sign up. Those things interest me, but I mean, I'm always looking for I have a few of the clients. They're like, "What other ideas do you have?" Like those are great, and like personally, right now, I'm just like, let's get the basic level ideas in and see how they go and see what kind of time's involved. Like I honestly don't know putting the presentations together. I can design something, I can put something together, but if they don't like it, am I back to the drawing board and that? And so I'm trying not to, like right now, I think the Chrome sign builder is going to work for most of them. I'm kind of interested in telemetry and checking them out. I believe I stumbled upon NovaSign and I saw them. And I guess another question I have with this kind of presentation and putting stuff together is there a touchscreen app or company that you would recommend as far as if they want to have a presentation that's also, tap in here and interactive? Maybe they're like I have another friend who builds food trucks, and I started talking to him about digital signage, and he's like, "Give me a price, give me a brochure, so I can include digital signage in the food trucks." And
Yeah.
some of that might be just showing their menu, but others might be, you know, he was like, what could the ability to actually tap on something and order it and then check out right there using a touchscreen TV?
Yep.
So that's another idea that thrown around right
So,
now.
so to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like, and can't name of the customer. However, it's a very large quick service restaurant chain, best known for their golden arches is what they're best known for.
Okay.
Uh, they're moving forward with Chrome digital signage, and what they're doing is they're putting in quick serve kiosks. So
Okay.
we have a form factor by our partners at AOP. It's called the AOP Chrome base, commercial Chrome base. It's a 22-inch touchscreen monitor. It is built for a commercial environment. It's built to be very tough, very durable. It's built for environments where you're going to have high temperatures, like in the kitchen or potentially outdoors, attached to a food truck.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they're working on a new version, which apparently is going to be sealed for water protection, so in case it starts spraying. But that form factor is perfect because it comes preloaded with Chrome, right? You can do all your Chrome administration console, or excuse me, management on the back end of it. But you can launch a kiosk application, for example, like an interactive menu that you can potentially build through our partners at NovaSign. So we have a very close relationship with NovaSign. Actually, I know they're one of their C-level employees very well. He's based out of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
But what you can do is you can build in an image. You set what's called a touch point behind it. When I touch on the picture of the number 3 meal, it actually takes me through and puts that in an order book, right? And I can go back and I can touch the number 6 meal, puts it into an order book that calculates the total, and then from there I can check out. Chrome devices are also compatible with your latest chip readers, credit card scanners as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can go through and I can swipe my credit card and I can continue to check out and pay for that meal.
Excellent.
So during very high, customer volume times in the day, right? Like a lunch rush, for example, this quick serve restaurant chain is going to be able to offer their customers the capability of stepping up to a kiosk, placing their own order, then sent directly back into their kitchen to make attached with the order number. Once it's made, they'll have someone bring it right out to the customer. They'll say order number 87, and then voila, order number 87 is gone and out the door, and they've never had to wait, stand in line. It gives them a greater capacity to serve their customers, right? All driven by Chrome.
Okay.
idea of what that could look like. Even for other ideas like wayfinding, I heard you mention that you have a dentist's office,
Hmm.
right, or something like that. Let's scale that. Let's say you start working with a health alliance or something like that, right? You're like, hey, we own, a pretty large facility. We've got 20 doctors in this building. We want to build a wayfinding app. Well, that same touch panel works great. We even have touch overlays for larger TVs, right? So let's say they put a 42-inch TV up in their lobby. You build out the app that says touch here, start or see a guided map.
Hmm.
That's what walks up, touch the screen, opens up a map. It's now wayfinding. Find your doctor here, and they touch on that, and they can type in the doctor's name or choose from a list. Once they choose from a list, it actually gives them directions to where that doctor is located in the building.
Okay.
Or you have a QR code, they scan it, and it sends those instructions to their phone. Now they got it on their mobile device, and they can use their mobile device to navigate the building and find the doctor, right? So just to kind of expand on some of those ideas and what Chrome can potentially do for your customers, I mean, there's almost no limits to what Chrome can do.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Whew. Um,
A lot to digest.
yeah, yeah. I think now the creativity and delivering those types of options for clients is starting to just kind of meld a little bit more, and I'm just thinking. I'm now forward thinking as far as how. I mean, I was definitely like in this little box, and now it's kind of exploded, and it's Friday, so it's kind of scary. Um, yeah, I mean, I think right now I'm feeling pretty good. I'm really glad that we finally got to talk, and uh, I mean, right now I think I'm good on my questions. Now I just need to sell this thing and get stuff moving forward and start designing. Um, yeah, I mean, have you guys worked with the freelance contractor level as far as me? I mean, thinking about some of those options you gave me, I'm like, Kroger would be enough to probably sustain me for my year, and I wouldn't have to do anything else. But I'm not. Obviously, they're already tied up with you guys, so um, I can't really go after them as far as that goes. But like, have you worked with small independent contractors?
So yes, I've definitely interfaced with small independent customers, the smaller mom and pops, all the way up to your Fortune 500s, right?
Hmm.
And I think that's what makes Promevo unique in the Chrome environment. In the United States alone, there's 753 partners that engage in Google activities, right?
Hmm.
Promevo sitting as king of the castle. I think what makes us unique is that not only can we interface with the giant Fortune 500s, but we can break Chrome all the way down to the individual level and work with freelancers like yourself, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, we work with quite a few freelancers. It's no problem for us to help you out and kind of walk you through Chrome. That's one of the reasons why our support team does free demonstrations for Chrome administration console, right? Because we want you to know how simple, easy it is to get up and operational. But more importantly, we want you to know that you got the support and myself, David, our support team here at Promevo to guide you through the process.
Okay.
So yeah, we can definitely be here to work with you. Again, best practices, tips, tricks to get Chrome to operate the most optimal way. Different ideas that you can engage your customers with to help them understand and see the potentials of digital signage in their environment.
Hmm.
I interface personally myself, like I mentioned, I'm a former Googler from the Chrome team. I interface with the entire digital signage pod at Google,
Okay.
which oddly enough isn't a big team. There's only about six of them. One person transitioned to a new team, so I knocked them down to five. But
Hmm.
not a big team, if you will. But I know every single person on the digital signage pod very well. Um, you know, hey, who's to say one day that you won't grow into your own CMS provider? And when that happens, I'll be more than happy to get you connected to the right folks at Google so we can onboard you as a Chrome partner. So, the potential here is limitless.
Hmm.
Chrome has so many features, so many capabilities, and for Vivo, David and myself will be here to be your guides.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So I feel really good. I really appreciate your time. I guess the only other comment I have is I was really a little miffed, I guess, or upset that your Hall of Justice room has no Justice League representation. I told I actually texted my wife and I said, well, my meeting got moved to the Hall of Justice. My daughters, my almost 9 and 6 year old daughter are very much DC fans, and they were probably like, "Oh, Dad's going to the Hall of Justice today," and there's literally no Hall or Justice.
I'm fair about
You,
that.
you know what? So Mary's partner, her name is Aaron Gum. He's a great guy. He's probably one of the most googly guys you'll ever want to meet in your life.
Uh-huh.
And for me, it was neat because it's like a little miniature Google Office. But I'm going to tell him that we just had a customer request to make the Hall of Justice more like the Hall of Justice. So
Yeah.
I see that as being feasible. I think we can Hall of Justice this place up.
Yeah.
Got a Lumberg office. That's a nice picture of Lumberg in it.
Exactly.
There you go.
An autographed picture of Lumberg.
Autograph.
So I think we can do it. We can have some Hall of Justice.
Or maybe on the side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With the two giant glass windows on the side of us, we can make it space.
All right. All right. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for your time today.
Hey, no problem at all. No problem down there. If you ever have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out to David. We'll be more than happy to get your story done.
Awesome. Thank you. You guys have a great day.
You too.
Yep.
Happy
Yep.
Friday.
Bye.